is located on the western side of India, which is the largest state by area and shares border with Pakistan. The state was formed on 30th March 1949. Its capital and largest city is Jaipur. Rajasthan is blessed with its rich heritage, arts, and culture. There are several communities that are involved in making products for their livelihood. Sheesh Mahal, also known as Palace of Mirrors, is situated in Udaipur, the most attractive palace and known as the jewel of Muslim art in India. Acts as a major tourist destination. This palace was built by Emperor Shah Jahan in 1632. This huge palace and many havelis like Sunheri Haveli of Tong takes us to the ancient art which holds the legacy of Rajasthan architecture is Thikri art, which is now known as inlay mirror work. Rajasthan architecture is known for their walls featuring the magic of inlay artwork. The convex mirrors are cut and embedded on walls in different patterns. Thikri is an art of making a ball out of glass, convex and round, and then shattering into pieces. In the city of Udaipur, known as the jewel of Mewar, lives different communities who live their livelihood making inlay artworks. Community of Suhal, that is the pioneers of woodworkers, started this and now is passed on to their sixth generation and spread on to the other communities called the Jat community of Kutch and Kati community. The other traditional vocabulary for this artwork is Lahariya pattern, Madram Jali, Kanche, Akon Wali Jali. It is also likely that this folk art seen and appreciated by the feudal lords of Rajasthan, who decided to decorate their palaces with a more highly developed and sophisticated version. In this, the Rajas and Maharajas found that the walls covered in mirrorwork multiplied the images of lamps, making the room brighter. Vanity also played a large part in this mirrorwork, which laid a major influence on the garments. Needless to say, the royal harems also were beckoned with mirror embellishments. It is said that use of large mirrors on garments by the nomadic Rabari tribe of Rajasthan also had its origin in the fact that the male wished to see the reflected in the garments of his beloved. When looked upon the earliest evidences of the craft, the design and motifs were mostly restricted to floral and ornamental themes. But with time and demand from our customers all across the globe, craftsmen have started to take up anything that can be transformed in the form of glass inlay. Major themes are like peacock, floral, vegetation, geometrical, animals, deities, etc., which are more popular and are often used by craftsmen in their work. As expected, in specialized creativity, mirrorwork is a highly intricate process that requires great skills learned from a young age. The craftsmen who are involved in this work are usually descendants of families who have been in this trade for generations. In addition to skill, a great deal of patience is required, since a craftsman can only complete a tiny portion of work in a day. The mirrors used in this type of work may be plain or colored, and traditionally these were made in Faizabad and Ahmedabad, usually available in circular shapes of 30 cm dia and 2 to 4 mm thickness. A thicker gauge makes cutting difficult, while a thinner gauge makes them easily breakable. Concave mirrors reflected a larger spectrum of images and were used during Mughal times. The main materials used for this inlay artwork is Thikri conch, flat glass, fevicol, lime and putty. Different steps are carried on by the craftsman to complete the process of the artwork, where he first starts by tracing a sketch on a copy of paper or on an OHP sheet, and then the OHP parts are then traced into a final mirror pieces according to their color and specification. The third step being, the mirrors are then segregated according to their colors, shape, size and number of pieces. The skilled craftsman then cut the mirror pieces according to the outline with a hierarchy. The pieces, after being cut, are arranged in original sequence and pasted onto their places. The pieces is now ready for next stage of process. A mixture of marble powder, lime and putty is prepared in a specific measurement according to the required quantity. Base is now taken and is covered with a base of fevicol. Later, the putty and the marble powder is mixed and applied evenly on the base and then is flattened with a planer. The original mirror paste is then taken and is applied onto the putty base. The paper part is then wetted with water and then the thin layer of the paper is peeled off the surface. And finally, the finishing touch and completion is given. The punny work is done with thin foil available in many colors. The technique involves outlining the floral designs on the glass surface, cutting it out with scissors and rubbing it with hard stone to create a concave surface. It is then placed on the outlined design and attached with a special paste made out of combination of baked clay, gum and water. The glass is framed in lime plaster with a slight gap between the walls. While the glass markets of Delhi and Faridabad has the requirements of the inlay craftsman, some special mirrors are still called from Belgium on client orders. In special cases, as the designs may require, the artwork can also be accomplished in 3 dimensions. For example, on a fountain sculpture, use of convex or concave mirrors gives an embossed effect to the glittery artwork for embedding in doors and windows. The overall effect is not only 3-dimensional but also catches the light of the sun or a lamp and reflects it to the total clarity. This is an elaborate time-consuming art requiring great skill and precision. Combined with the expense involved and the changing style, it has naturally resulted in considerable loss of patronage.